Hello, and welcome to the ETR IEP New Team Series. This session will focus on step 1 of the process, which is developing a cross-functional team to oversee the internal monitoring work in your district. For this part of the training, you will need to have the following resources available to refer to and use: the 2021 IDEA Monitoring Guide, the Terms of Reference blank, and the Terms of Reference completed sample. The outcomes for this section will be to identify responsibilities of the team members, understand selection criteria of the cross-functional team, and begin developing a Terms of Reference. The first step of the internal monitoring process is to develop a strong cross-functional team of people to lead the internal monitoring process in your district. A cross-functional team is a group of people with different functional expertise that are working together towards a common goal or purpose. The reason this is important is that there's evidence that creating implementation teams that actively work to implement programs and innovations, such as an internal monitoring process, results in more efficient, higher quality implementation. Please turn to page 7 of the IDEA Monitoring Guide, where it lists personnel that would develop a strong cross-functional team. As you can see, their list includes the following personnel: special education coordinators and directors, intervention specialists, early childhood coordinators and directors, associate educational agency representatives, general education teachers, staff who support English learners, school psychologists, speech-language pathologists, occupational therapists, physical therapists, transition coordinators, and others as designated by your team. Team members are responsible for developing and implementing the internal monitoring and review process. It is the proactive way to ensure your district ETRs and IEPs are not only compliant, but that they are also including best practices. So as you can imagine, it's ideal that your chosen team members would be those who have knowledge and skills to support implementation, sustainability, and scale up of the work. Holistically, team members would provide insight and perspective on the process and would be instrumental in guiding the overall implementation of the internal monitoring process in your district. Be sure to ask yourselves whether or not all district and building positions are represented. For instance, if you have a preschool within the district, is there representation on this team, and should there be? Additional key positions to consider for the team could include ESC staff, particularly if you have students that participate in an ESC program, or a career technical center staff for students that are going to a career tech center. Or what about board of developmental staff if you have students that are attending a board of DD? Remember, if the IEPs are found to be non-compliant, it is the district of residence that's responsible for the corrective actions. So having team members of outside agencies will help your district ensure your student IEPs not only are in compliance, but that your students are receiving their IEP services as intended. The purpose of developing a terms of reference for your internal monitoring team is to help with sustainability of the policies and procedures that your team develops based on the data obtained throughout your internal monitoring process. So at this time, please have one person on your team download and begin typing directly into the blank Terms of Reference document. Once they have the document pulled up and displayed for all team members to see and access, you may begin typing the names of each person that will be a member of your internal monitoring team. Next, identify what position or role they will each play on the team, as well as what responsibilities they will have for team membership. You may find it helpful to refer to the completed Terms of Reference example handout as you start to develop your own.